JohnnyLovesMovies podcast. Today, this is our second installment of Unlikely Lethal. Yes, this is the period that's going to be a whole summer now. I expanded it from a month to a summer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, where we're going to be discussing comedians who go outside their comfort zone and they get into the realm of action pictures. Last week, I had Mick from the Scene Snobs who talked about Eddie Murphy in the film Metro. I'm also going to do a little companion video to this after the stream for the movie that I missed last week. Sorry, guys. Life. Most Wanted was starred Keenan Ivory Wayans. That's another little military action film. But this film that we're going to be discussing this week is a little underrated gem from the early 2000s, starring Ben Stiller's sidekick, Owen Wilson, as the lead behind enemy lines. And to help me in this lethal journey, I have the horror hostess with the mostest to my bottom right here, my cuz, Sir Sturdy. Tell the people about you.
Hang on, I just got you called me the hostess with the mostest. So you called me a female. Then you called me your then to top it off, you called me your bottom. None of that is true.
Okay.
None of that is true. Now, for people that there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm not gonna just put that dirt on my name like that. Not that you know what I mean.
In certain parts of Kentucky,
that's not the cape I wear.
In certain parts of Kentucky, though, it's legal.
Listen, that's not the cape I wear. I support everybody's happiness and love in life, but it's just not, you know.
Let me rewind it. The horror host with the most.
Boom.
Sir Sturdy.
Your favorite horror host, Sir Sturdy. So actually, I moved the show from Thursday to Friday because we're going out. Me and the wife are going to go out tomorrow, but we're going to be reviewing Bring Her Back, which I haven't seen yet. I'm excited to see it. And I was actually reading something the other day that says it's not necessarily I think it's in the same universe as Talk to Me, is what they're saying. It's not connected, like just not even connected really, but just in the same universe. They're kind of loosely in the same universe. So I'm like, I'm gonna rewatch Talk to Me maybe tomorrow, and just to kind of get a refresher on it, and then watch
Bring Her Back,
and then we're gonna review that Friday night at 8:00, and then over on Popcorn and Pints, where I'm a host/co-host of, we're going through the Batman and Superman movies. We started with Superman and Mole Men from 51 and Batman 66. And this weekend, we're going to be reviewing The Dark Knight Rises and Batman vs. Superman, which I've never seen Batman vs. Superman. I've never seen. So Batman, everything that's coming up after for the Batman stuff, I have not. Besides, I've seen The Dark Knight Rises, and then anything Batman after that besides the Batman that came out, you know, Batman vs. Superman and all that other shit, Justice League. I didn't see any of it. I honestly had zero interest in it. I'm a diehard, not like diehard like crazy, but Michael Keaton's my Batman. Nobody can tell me different. I don't care what anybody says. I don't want to know what anybody says. But yeah, so I'm having a fun ride on that journey. There was some bad movies. Superman Returns. He's a stalker. Check it out.
That's not even the worst of those.
No, it's not. It's 3 and 4 of both those films are just, they shouldn't have even happened. They're horrible. Horrible.
I've been loving your journey so far. Discussing the Batman vs. Superman movies, and particularly the Superman Returns one. That's a very good episode. Check that one out, guys. I cannot wait for your journey tomorrow. I actually have an appreciation for Dark Knight Rises, so I can't wait to see you guys discuss that. And as for Batman vs. Superman, man, hey, Ben Affleck, he's actually one of my favorite. I'll say it here because he's my favorite Batman. So favorite Batman, but he's in some bad fucking movies. And I really hope that you guys watch the Ultimate Edition though, because the director cuts are much better than the normal cuts. So watch that.
The theatrical cut takes out some inexplicable things. Like specifically, there is significantly less Superman in the theatrical cut.
Yeah,
like there are some very important Superman moments that are just not in the theatrical cut.
And so essentially, they take like a B+ A- movie and they make that like a fucking F. They make that an F. So watch the director's cut.
Well, the thing is, though, I got to talk to the guys because you've been over there before, Johnny. Sometimes they start watching the movie like Monday, Tuesday. Me, I watch them on Friday. I'm like, it's just easier between what I'm going through during the week, this, that, and the third. Watch them Friday. If I have to jot down a few notes, this, that, and the third. But so I don't know what everybody else watched.
Yeah.
So, God. Like,
so it was probably too late. Yeah.
Because we had it happen with Faith Theory on our show where he watched the director's cut of one of the Superman movies.
Oh, Superman 2. Yeah.
And nobody else did. But he watched the director's cut, didn't say a word to anybody. So he's over here talking about what happened in the director's cut. Like, yo, that didn't happen in this movie.
I have to say, I do actually think the Donner cut is better than the theatrical cut.
Yeah, so you gotta check that too. But yeah, this other lovely face, this other lovely voice here. You've seen him before. My comedy brethren, Ruben Ryan. How you doing, baby? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Happy to be here. I have a YouTube channel / podcast on Spotify called RubenUncut. Nice. Right now I'm trying to make an edit of me reacting to Dave Rubin's Surrounded episode, and that is exhausting.
It's a lot of work
with that. Yeah, it is. It's a long ass video to react to, and then Dave Rubin is insufferable. But I do just want to say I recently rewatched Batman v Superman, and the movie has its flaws, but on a certain level, I really love it. I really love that movie. Although I will say, like, the major flaw to that movie in my mind is that there's like several very important moments where the film it is overly show and don't tell. Like there's several very important things that if you are not paying attention to like visual moments, will like inexplicably you will miss like important backstory.
Yeah, there's huge dialogue. Yeah, there's huge dialogue moments. There's moments where you're just like, we're just like certain character motivations like that they cut out in the theatrical cut. And you're like, why is he like this when he was like this a second ago? So yeah, definitely watch the director's cut. Do you know the crew watches this? The crew watches this too. Guys, watch the director's cut for God's sake.
Ultimate, absolutely. I will say, like the biggest flaw in the movie that's in both versions is the fact that like. One of the most important things in the movie is that Robin is dead. And like, if you are not paying attention to the movie, you will totally not understand what is happening with that. Because it like literally all we get is Batman in a room looking at Robin's suit in the glass. Yeah. And like, you know, Batman, you know what happened and you know why that's important to what his character is going through in the movie. But if you have not read that, if you have not read A Lonely Place of Dying or Death in the Family, then you have no idea why Batman is going berserk.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll love to see this episode on Saturday, guys. But right now, let's get into some good old comedic action. I'm gonna pull the good old IMDb up, IMDb, and I'm going to give a brief synopsis of this movie, Behind Enemy Lines. Released in 2001, starring Owen Wilson and the legendary Gene Hackman. Rest in peace. Directed by John Moore, which we'll get into this later. This is objectively his only good film because I'm gonna break down his filmography.
Nice.
So the plot of the movie: a disillusioned navigator shot down over war-torn Bosnia goes on the run from local military as well as an assassin, while his commanding officer risks all to save him. Owen Wilson, Gene Hackman. Behind Enemy Lines. Almost fucked that up. How'd I do, guys? How'd I do?
Not bad.
Yeah, first and foremost, I would like to say that when I watched this movie again, in 20 years, I think 20 years is the last time I actually saw this movie. Because when I was younger, I used to get this confused with I Spy, because they have like a similar openings. They're both in very cold areas. It's Owen Wilson carrying an injured comrade who's dying. So it was a very easily confused time for 12-year-old Johnny. But watching this again, though, I just realized how much fun this movie was. It was a nice, like, warm return to like an old, I'm not gonna say an old favorite, but it's an old gem of mine that like I remember very fondly just watching this on Stars. Because Stars used to have this on repeat. You have Owen Wilson here as a Navy navigator, on a warship, and off the rip, you can tell that they wanted this movie to be Top Gun so bad. They really, you can really see the Top Gun influence in this. But I will say though, it took me a second to get into Owen Wilson as the lead character, because Owen was doing jokes. He was still doing his "oh wow" stick in the beginning. It wasn't really until like we got into the shit that like I really started taking him serious as action star Owen Wilson. It took a minute, but I was just wondering, what was the adjustment for you to switch your brain from Ben Affleck's buddy, not Ben Affleck, another Ben Stiller's buddy, to action movie military guy? Like, how long did it take for your brain to disassociate what you knew him from into what this story was telling you?
Honestly, not long, because with comedic actors, what I enjoy about them is how not universal they are. Yeah, is that the word I'm looking for? Universal?
Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah, I guess universal they are, or just how they can fit in any type of piece. They can fit in any puzzle when it comes to film. I think we just see them as funny, but we all know a lot of laughter comes from pain and everything else. So, of course, it can turn into a serious moment, a dark moment. I mean, you go just really quick. Jordan Peele, what he's doing with horror.
Yeah.
And he's funny as hell. If you watch Key and Peele, you would not think that horror would come from that. If you watch some of Owen Wilson's movies, you wouldn't think that what he did in this would come from that. But it works well. It's like it wasn't a shock for me for him. Mm-hmm. But I also don't find Owen Wilson, like in his comedy movies, he's funny, yes, but especially playing off of people. And I don't find him like hilarious, type of deal. So I mean, we're used to it. I mean, like you mentioned earlier with like Eddie Murphy, like Beverly Hills Cop was action comedy, but it was still action. Yeah, there was some good action in that film, and I enjoy it, man. Like I really enjoy seeing when we can get these comedic actors into these more serious roles. Mm-hmm. Instead of being pigeonholed into just comedy, because I think the problem with comedy movies is, for the most part, not all, there's movies you can pick out of every era, every decade, wherever you want to say, in comedy, that you can be like, this is always going to be good, this is always going to be funny. Mm-hmm. But the majority of them, they're funny for like that 5 year that those jokes work, 5 to 10 years that those jokes work, or whatever's going on or in those movies. So seeing them come out of that, like Owen Wilson come out of that into something like this, it's cool to see, and it's refreshing to see, because this is something I can go back to watching. I can't go back to watching a lot of comedy movies, but this, I'm not saying I will, but I could go back and watch this again. My wife actually loves this movie. Like she
really,
she was in it. Like when we were watching it, she was watching with me, and she was just 1,000% in the movie.
It's a badass movie. Like at a certain point, I was like, this
is fucking badass. What did she say? She said I watched this with her before. I don't know if I watched it like all the way through, but she said I sat down and watched it with her a few times before, but she's been watching it. And this is the first time I know I've actually sat down and watched it 100%. And I had a good time with it. I think Owen Wilson did a good job with this. Okay.
Ruben, for you, how long did it take for you to disassociate Owen Wilson, the comedy guy, to action star?
So it's a good question. And I will say, actually, not very long. And mainly because I've seen enough action comedies in my life to be kind of okay with it. And also like there's certain periods where action movies were kind of silly. So like I don't really think of it as that big of a jump. And plus like the beginning of the movie, he is being very Owen Wilson-y. Like the whole thing where like he tries to launch the football off the front of the ship and then catch it when the wind pushes it back and it misses the ship. And actually, you mentioned jokes that only work for a certain period of time. When he calls out to the football and calls,
I was gonna bring that up. Yeah, the castaway joke.
Like, and also that joke also kind of felt like one of those moments where like someone may have added that in post.
Yeah,
like, can we get a joke in this scene right here?
Yeah,
I'm glad you mentioned that real quick, because that's one of those ones that I feel does, as long as you've seen Castaway, that works.
Fair.
That works. Like, because like Family Guy used it with Peter Wilson. my name's Voight, you jerk.
Yeah.
So like that was a fun little scene right there.
I enjoyed the movie. I saw this movie actually in the theaters when I was real young. Dollar movie night. Always a blast to have one of those around.
Hell yeah.
If anyone is old enough to remember dollar movies.
I've seen all the best movies dollar movie night. I've seen a lot of movies starring a guy that my cousin hates. We have a little running gag. Started from Popcorn and Pints. This guy down here does not like Nick Cage. He does not like him at all. Nick Cage is his kryptonite.
Listen, I'm not gonna say he's my weakness. That's bullshit. I just cannot stand him. I can't stand his face. I can't stand his voice. I can't stand his acting for the most part. I just don't like him.
But you're missing out on some wild
Maximum Cage. But yeah, on my dollar,
so good.
On my dollar, yes, it is. But yeah, dollar movie nights. I've seen a lot of I saw Face Off, Gone to 60 Seconds in the dollar movie night. Was a Con Air. That's like his most iconic action movie. So yeah, dollar movie night. Perfect. It's definitely like a bygone era.
One of the things that really struck me about the movie though was how early 2000s it really was.
Yeah,
it's very early 2000s, like post Matrix. We got our slow mo, and then also just every once in a while, just like early 2000s music just kicks in, and you're like, oh, okay.
You could definitely tell that this movie was made pre 9/11 too. You could definitely tell.
No, it probably was, wasn't it?
Like, because the movie came out 01, the same year as 9/11, but and it released after 9/11, but they made it before. But you could tell this is definitely like a pre 9/11 movie.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a really good contextual point, honestly.
Yeah. Because I think part of the reason why the movie was a moderate success and became like a bargain bin action franchise is because of 9/11. You know what I mean? I think that really it hurt. It didn't really help it because the nation was still, we were in that period of mourning. I think it came out like a month after, actually.
It came out November 30th, 2001.
So a couple of months after, yeah.
But still, that's not a long time after something like that.
A long time.
Yeah. So I could see why like it's an underrated gym and not like a regular like gym because the nation was still mourning and we were about to enter like a big conflict. So it's kind of sad to see that get lost in the shuffle because of it.
Yeah, I will say I have not seen any of the sequels.
There's like eight of these bad boys, man.
Do you know what happened? Like I think the WWE.
The WWE took over. Yeah. WWE took over. Like I'm sure the Miz led one at a certain point.
Yeah.
But yeah, these became like really, really bad B movie action movies after this.
And it is a remake too.
Is it now?
My understanding is it's. Let me double check this, but my understanding.
You went to trivia. Okay. I didn't know this is a remake. That's pretty good. But this movie felt so original. But while you're looking at that, I think that Owen Wilson holds his own pretty well against Gene Hackman, especially in that scene when he's giving him his papers like, "Hey, I'm out. I can't do this. The shit is boring." And when Gene was telling him, "Hey, we're always at war. When you're on a ship, we're at war." And most like a lesser actor, I don't think he could command your attention still when you're going against Gene Hackman. I think that this shows that Owen's a pretty darn good actor because he was able to hold his own, still have power, still captivate you. And I was really impressed on how he held himself against a legend like Gene Hackman.
That's a good point. Gene Hackman. There are a few moments where it feels like Gene Hackman is kind of phoning it in, but Gene Hackman phoning it in is still better than most actors.
Exactly.
That makes sense. Like Gene Hackman's not going to give it his all, but he's going to do enough for you to remember that Gene Hackman can still act.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I looked this up. This movie specifically is actually inspired by the real-life survival story of Air Force Captain Scott O'Grady.
No shit.
When he was shot down over Bosnia in 1995. Film historians, though, have pointed out the fact that the film bears a large the film, it seems to be also, while not a direct remake, critics and historians note that the movie shares many basic plot elements with the 1988 Vietnam film Bat 21, which
Bat
also
21,
stars Hackman.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that.
But yeah, WWE owes it now.
Yeah. They mean WWE. They milked it for all it was worth. I will say, and this leads into a little bit of trivia. What do you think about the film's antagonist, Sasha, aka Nico Bellic, before Grand Theft Auto 4?
Oh God, he does look like him.
And by the way, that's the trivia. They based Nico Bellic off of him. So yeah, and the funny thing about it is, this is even deeper. The actor who played Sasha, they went to him because they wanted him to voice and use his likeness, and Sasha didn't really give a hoot about video game acting. And when it became the big success that it became, Sasha has said on the record that he regrets saying no to Rockstar and not voicing Nico Bellic.
I got something to say to him. Listen, man. Stop disrespecting video games.
Yeah.
Stop disrespecting video games. They've been here since, what, the 80s? Maybe
80s, 79. Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about, you had the Nintendo, you had, the Commodore, you had the, what's the
Atari.
Thank you, that one, the Atari. And it's like, people still play these things. People still love these games. And there's certain games that came out in the 80s and 90s that we are still playing. So respect those properties, respect those games. And your stupid ass should use your voice in that game. Because that game came out on PS3, is now out on PS5. We've been promised part 6 for like the past 60 years, it feels like.
Yes.
Apparently the guy who does the voice for Trevor in Grand Theft Auto 5 apparently is very weird about it, and does not understand why, and is very confused by how many fans he has as that character. Apparently,
yeah. I mean,
speaking of people who don't necessarily respect the video game,
yeah. But Trevor's a pretty messed up character, so I understand why he would feel that way.
I mean, but you also have to look at it like, I mean, there's also, because you could look at it like, there's also times where you could pick a character in a movie that you like, that everybody else is like, yo, that guy's an asshole. Like, he's just funny, he's entertaining, he's fun. True, and Trevor, same difference. I mean, I'm not saying I don't remember the game that well because I haven't played it in a long time as far as the story mode of it, but
he's a psycho.
Yeah. His comments make it seem more like he is confused by the fact that people care so much about a video game character specifically. Is why I mentioned.
So not the fandom. Okay. Yeah, because it's kind of hard not to see Nico Bellic once you look at him in that tracksuit. It's kind of hard.
That's funny you say that.
It's kind of hard. So this is like half the movie. I'm like, oh, Nico's trying to kill Lightning McQueen. This is messed up. Let him go. But I'll put some respect on my man's name because I think his entrance is a pretty good entrance as for a villain. Yeah. And killing somebody's homeboy, that's a pretty good motivation for us hating you. So pretty good motivation.
Not only that, but the way he did it, I feel like he did it in such a cowardly way.
Yeah.
Like it's like you did it with 70 other people there with guns out.
Yeah.
Why not just shoot the fair one? Why just say, yo, you guys go over there. He already has a messed up leg. We're just gonna go one-on-one.
Exactly. 1v1. Yeah. You're gonna shoot him in the back. Pussy.
Wow. But it's war. At the same time, it's war. So you can't even there's no rule. They say there's rules in war, but there's no rules in war. I'm like, how is there rules? And I'm sorry, I know this is gonna piss a lot of people off. I don't give a shit. How's there rules in murder? Because that's all war is at the end of the day. It's a bunch of people getting up. And I'm not talking about the soldiers. I'm not talking about the soldiers at all. This is more so the government. The soldiers, they're doing what they feel is right to help the countries that they're representing. Yeah. But the government is just like, let's just get these guys out here to fight our fights.
Yep.
No, we don't care what they're going through. Let's have them fight our fights. So there's no rules in that. But it was to me that was still a cowardly act. And I know he's a tracker, this and the third. But I thought that perspective was cool. And I'm not mad at the way that he took his friend out because that's gonna give you the motivation to want to survive and just revenge or at least honor your friend as best as you can, your comrade. I mean, being in that proximity, doing all that stuff, you have to be close to these people. I would hope. I would hope.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I know. And the crazy thing is, there's beefs in that. Like, yo, we're going to war to fight another country, but we got beef. Like, I may shoot you, you may shoot me, but we gotta trust each other.
Yeah,
like,
true.
It's wild.
What's funny is like his other friend, his other comrade. He's a character actor that like there's so many actors in this movie that caught my attention. Like his boy who got both his boys I recognize. Like his boy who got killed, he was on that show Suits for the longest time. And I'm like, oh shit, Suits is in this? He's in Suits, and he was in the very bad adaptation of The Spirit, directed by
Gabriel Macht.
Yeah.
Gabriel Macht. I mostly know him from the Spirit movie, which is kind of a guilty pleasure for me. But he, like, my brain clocked his name in the opening credits right away. I was like, oh,
yeah,
Gabriel Macht.
I was
like, anything before The Spirit.
Exactly. I was like, oh, this is The Spirit. And then there's another guy. I think cuz you might know this, because you know how black people feel about the Temptations movie. Otis from the Temptations was his other friend, the black friend from the Navy. And so like and I love the Temptations movies. Temptations and Michael Jackson American Dream. That's like Ruben, that's like on repeat in every black household. Those two movies. And so like I remember when I was a kid and I saw it, I was like, oh, Temptations. And as an adult watching it again, I'm like, oh, Temptations. I'm like, he got more work after that. That's nice. And I just love playing that game, spot the actor spot the character actor. I love playing that game sometimes in these movies. And so it's nice seeing these character actors in here, especially working on something like this.
It also has David Keith, not to be confused with
Keith David. Yeah, Daredevil's daddy.
The first thing I thought of when I seen David Keith is just seeing the name going across the screen. I was like, it would be hilarious if it was a white dude that looked just like Keith David, but white.
Yeah.
That's all that was going through my mind, seeing that name.
And having the same voice.
That would be hilarious.
I'm David Keith.
Yeah.
I live again.
I hear that Keith David is a great guy and that David Keith kind of sucks.
Yeah. David Keith was in the news recently because he punched a guy in the face on a film set.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, okay. I'm like, look at that.
There is specific, I forget who it is. There's an actor out there who like specifically called it out. It was like, Keith David is one of the nicest guys I know, and David Keith basically mocked me on set for getting abused. And it's like, what the?
Yeah, that's the story I was telling you about. Yeah. I forgot the name of that actor.
He's not young now, but he would have been young then. I forget.
Yeah. It'll come to us later though. But I like the combat sequences in this movie pretty much. I like the aerial battles. Owen was running a lot. Owen's like a freaking track star. I wish the fight scene between him and the villain went on a little longer. I'm a fan of when the hero and the bad guy like duke it out. I just am,
Yeah.
Especially when the villain has like the hero dead to rights, or the hero has the villain dead to rights, and he just can't resist a fist fight.
I do agree with you, Johnny, on that. But for me, like, I want to see actors that I feel can really fight. Yeah, like when they're doing those scenes. Like if it's like I'm not using it. I'm just using him as an example. Like say like a Michael Jai White, not in this movie, but like someone that can fight. Yeah, it feels better like seeing that versus like an Owen Wilson. I'm like, I'm not saying he can't fight, but I'm like,
it's more satisfying if it's someone like a Jason Statham, Keanu Reeves.
It feels
like
more
Michael Jai White. Any of those types of people.
But I'm gonna say the same thing that I said last week on my companion video that's gonna come up for Most Wanted. For me, and I'm just speaking for myself, I felt that Owen Wilson's was convincing in that final fight, just like I felt like Keenan Ivory Wayans in his movie was convincing. You know what I mean? He's a comedic actor, so like when he threw a punch, I wasn't laughing like, "Oh, that's a weak ass punch." I was just like, I wish he would just beat his ass a little longer. It was like a quick, like minute and a half fight, I like the final kill too that he does on him. I like that quite a bit. I love, man.
Did I catch that right? Was it a flare?
It was a fucking flare to the chest.
Yeah,
that he had been shot in already. So
yeah, I was like, that was pretty fucking badass.
Cauterizing the wound.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this though, that army was horrible shots. I'm like, you have 1,000 people shooting at him, and everybody's missing.
Yeah,
you have everybody's missing. And I know it's I know it's based on true events, very loosely based on true events. But as far as the movie goes, I know movies have the movie because this isn't the only movie that does that. I'm like, yo, how does this dude with one handgun take out everybody with 76 machine guns and get grazed in the shoulder?
Yeah,
with 6 bullets.
I think that was the first time because I think in their final fight was the only time that Owen got hit. Because he was getting shot at the whole entire movie, never got hit once until the final fight.
When he got hit in the, grazed in like his arm, hitting his arm or whatever. When I do like though the scene where he's running, where Owen Wilson's running away, and we're seeing the we're watching like his team watch him run.
Yeah.
And then he's just laying down. And they're like, why is he not moving? Why is he just laying there? And then when we actually get to see it, I'm like, that was so fucking cool. Yeah. And then see what he was actually doing, like under a body. I'm like, that was a cool ass scene. That was a cool ass scene right there.
I think that's the point of the movie where I was like, that point you bring up, because that was the point of the movie where I said audibly, "This is a badass movie."
That part is dark.
I was thinking it the whole entire time until I think that scene is when I said, "This is a pretty badass movie."
I would have to say that scene and the whole plane scene with the whole missiles, the ones that they got away from, the one that hit or the ones that hit, those are some of my favorite scenes throughout the whole movie, just because of like those scenes really had you like locked in. Like, and again, this is me watching it for the first time, like all the way through beginning to end. Like, holy shit! Now he's not gonna die right, but it's like, holy shit, what the hell is about to happen? This, that, and the third. What's going on next? And it's behind enemy lines, so I'm like, again, if I see the movie, I don't remember, but I'm like, I know that this plane's gonna go down.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know his partner was gonna get taken out like that.
Yeah, for the life of me, I didn't remember that. I'm not thinking he was gonna survive, but I thought he would have lasted longer, like through that journey of after the plane went down, and then. Well, you know what though? Once they split up though, I knew it was over. I was like, as soon as he was walking off somewhere and just leaving this dude right out, I'm like, yo, I'd at least drag this motherfucker in the woods. Yeah, something. Like put some dirt over him.
He just left him right out there wounded. Like, all right, we literally just got shot down, ejected. They're gonna come check. Like, even if they didn't see us eject, they're gonna at the very least come check to see if we ejected and got out safely. Yeah. But you just stay here out in the open.
And what's funny about it is this movie, just in general, because I really enjoyed this movie. This movie is so fun that Tom Cruise rips it off 20 years later in Top Gun Maverick. Because in the very end of Top Gun Maverick, it becomes behind enemy lines for 20 minutes.
It does. This is probably an unpopular opinion, but I actually like behind enemy lines more than Top Gun Maverick. I could be confusing you with someone else, but I feel like aren't you a big Top Gun Maverick fan?
I like the end a lot. I love the end. I think the movie was really enjoyable. There are a lot of good acting moments in it, especially between Val Kilmer and what he was going through at the time.
Val Kilmer's part is definitely a highlight, for sure.
But like it was the Val Kilmer part in the whole like last 20 minutes because I like behind enemy lines. I was just like, oh, this is my fucking movie right here.
I had very mixed feelings about Top Gun Maverick when I finally saw it. Mm-hmm. It does, admittedly, have awesome flight scenes.
Yeah, the flight scenes.
But like, in terms of the overall story, there was a part of me that was like, wait a minute. This is just the last 15 minutes of Star Wars stretched out to like some absurd level.
Yeah, they Tom Cruise like, let me take Star Wars and let me take this little known Owen Wilson movie that nobody remembers, and we're gonna make Top Gun too.
I also kind of felt like the woman character was like literally only there so that Tom Cruise could have someone to talk to about his feelings.
Yeah, when he could have talked to his surrogate son the entire time.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like, what is it? Too gay if he tells it to a man? What's happening right
now? Yeah. He's like, hey, look, man, this is why I flushed you out the Navy because your mama made me promise. You can just do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So, I really did enjoy this film. It's a shame that WWE turned it into the franchise that it became.
Yeah. Which is hilarious because it's based on a true story that we know.
Yeah. And which is just like, go ahead. How the hell you make 5 movies?
and again, I know it's loosely based, but it's I know movies do this, but I'm like, for something like this, I'm like, you're really gonna make a sequel off of this? You don't need to.
Not at
You do
all.
not need to.
Yeah.
There's one. Just leave it alone. Leave it as is. Mm-hmm. If you want to do some sort of copy of it, do those same 3 movies. Just call them something different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if I'm not, they probably. I bet you they have no connection to this movie at all.
Yeah, it's a different soldier every time. So it's like a different soldier whose plane happens to get shot down, and he's behind enemy lines.
Would not be surprised.
And at some point, the Miz joins the military, and it happens to the Miz. But
listen, I gotta give a little respect. I gotta give some respect to the Miz, only because he was on Real World, and now he's in the WWE and doing some dope stuff with that. Yeah. So he's somebody who, which I'm not saying you should be. Well, I don't think you should worship or look up to any celebrity, but he's somebody who started out in the Real World or in the, what did you call it?
It was the Real World. It was the Real World Challenge.
No, not that. But what do you call the reality TV? TV, from reality TV to wrestling. So and like the big thing in wrestling, one of the more popular, may not be the best anymore. I don't watch it anymore because I know there's other ones like AEW and all that. But one of the prominent ones to go from that, that's pretty dope. That's something to like. Because you see a lot of these, because I was just excited. You see a lot of these reality stars. It's like you go from this to drug addict, or something else. Then he just
end up killing your neighbor or some shit like that.
I can't. The only thing I know about the Miz is that he's from a really white part of Cleveland. That's all I know. That's all I know about him.
It's hilarious. You saying that is funnier than Johnny saying that. Like the way you said it, you're like, I don't even go there. It's too white for me.
I haven't been there in a while, I'll be honest.
Like I may have been born there, but I left as soon as I was old.
Yeah, he's from Parma.
From what?
He's from Parma.
Oh, okay. I actually thought he was from Alliance, but Parma also makes sense as a relatively white part of Cleveland.
Yeah. That is a pretty white part of Cleveland. But yeah, no, I just felt like I just felt like this was a good solid premise on its own. It didn't really need to franchise this as much, sequelize it. I really didn't even see the point in making more follow-ups. But like I said, in a group chat previously, I would love to see like 20 Owen Wilson action movies. Though I really feel like Owen Wilson can hold his own on camera.
He's got a new action movie coming out.
Oh, really?
Okay.
You gotta let me know about that one.
Shit, what is it called? I think it's called Runner.
Now
it's an Owen Wilson.
Always running.
Alan Richson.
So you got Reacher in there.
Yeah. Although I saw the trailer, and the trailer is it's got some funky vibes to it. And by that I mean is that one, it's being put out by Angel Studios.
Oh yeah.
Which is already like, oh, what's going on here? That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But also, like the tone of the trailer felt off. Like the concept of the movie is that Owen Wilson is a guy trying to deliver a liver to a girl who's dying, and Alan Richson is like his driver / security for this. And and like essentially at a certain point in the trailer, like a bunch of cars like sort of pin them in, and Reacher, Alan Richson is like, how much is one of those worth on the black market? And he's like, oh, I don't know, $1.5-2 million. And he's like, what? And then like has to floor the gas. And like the thing about the trailer is that it's taking itself very seriously. Like,
really?
But 90% of the exchanges that Owen Wilson and him have are clearly comedic, and the trailer is not embracing it. Like active, like
I hate when they do that.
The music is actively very serious, and Owen Wilson, and they'll say something like Alan Richson will be like, "Do something, man," and Owen Wilson will be like, "I am literally tied to a chair." And
I hate
very weird trailer.
Do that. I hate when studios do that. You know, when I was talking about Metro, in my Metro episode, I brought up the fact that they do deceptive marketing, and that's how like movies fail. Like with Metro, they try to pitch it as an Eddie Murphy Beverly Hills Cop movie, and not the thriller that it was, not the dark thriller that it was. Like, it wasn't like a Beverly Hills knockoff. It was a serious movie. They try to do it here as well. If you watch the old trailers for this, I just feel like when they have a funny guy in there and he's doing an action movie, they either want to pitch it like it's a action comedy and not an action movie that has funny moments, or they're gonna go that route with Runner, where because Alan Richardson is the hot commodity, he's Reacher, so he's known for action. They're not pitching it as what it is, which sounds like a buddy action film, and not a straight up action film. And so it's just to deceive the audience because they have an established brand or what have you. And that's upsetting.
My theory is that the concept of it being a child's liver is just too serious for Angel Studios to let them put out a funny trailer. That's my theory.
Yeah.
Or maybe those are the only funny lines in the movie, and the trailer is misleading in another way. I don't know.
And that's worse. That's worse. It makes me.
I will say though, I have not seen Metro, but just based on the things I had seen of Metro, I have spent a long time assuming that it would be more in line with Beverly Hills.
No, yeah. It's a solid.
Apparently it's not.
It's a solid action movie, man. It's like,
okay,
it's like I was saying this to my co-host Mick on that episode, that it's kind of like the movie Bullet, the old Steve McQueen movie Bullet. Like Eddie was trying to make that, but the studio wanted him to do do the stick, do the thing. So there's moments in the movie where you can feel like those tones at odds, where like Eddie clearly wants to make an action movie, but the studio's like, hey, no, be Axel Foley, do the thing, do the thing, and so they do that here. They didn't do it with Owen in this movie, which I was very happy. They were like, hey, Owen, do the oh wow, you're the oh wow guy, do the like oh wow, so I'm glad that they let him.
That would have been too much.
Yeah, like he just sees a tank and he's like, wow.
You did just remind me of some trivia actually about a movie we mentioned briefly earlier, which is Superman 3, which is when they hired Richard Pryor for that movie, they hired him with the assumption that he would improvise a lot on set. But then he showed up and it turned out Richard Pryor was a very serious Superman fan who chose to play it straighter than they expected. Which is interesting because Superman 3 is attempting desperately to be a comedy. And Richard Pryor apparently did not entirely get that memo because he just wanted to make a good Superman movie.
You're the second person I heard say that. I don't remember you guys saying that on PNP when you covered it.
I didn't even know that, but I wish they would have went that route with making an actual good, serious movie instead of, what they did.
What it did, yeah. Because Ruben, you're the second person I heard say that. Richard was really trying to see. This is why I don't like when the studios get involved. They're like, they think, hey, we got a comedy guy. He's not doing his thing, but let's make him do the thing. Because people like him. Let's make him do the thing.
And they actually underwrote his character because they assumed he would improvise on set. It was another problem that happened with the film.
See, this is bullshit. But guys, it's time to get into some trivia, man.
Okay,
let's get it. So you covered it earlier. So with this mean, what film historians are saying that this is a partial remake of Bat 71, but the director in this movie, man, he John Moore. I said earlier this is his only good movie.
Oh yeah.
Do you know any of his other movies he made before I rattle it down?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. So after this, he goes on to make Flight of the Navigator. That's another movie that I end up liking. It has Tyrese and Dennis Quaid. They remake a plane. They crash their plane and remake a plane so they can get it out of the desert. That's actually a pretty good movie. But then his career tanks.
That's also a remake.
Yeah, that's a remake.
That is a remake.
Now this is when his career dovetails.
Oh.
He makes the video game movie classic Max Payne.
Oh my
God. He makes after Max Payne? And this one breaks my heart because what's my favorite Christmas movie of all time?
Two Girls, One Cup on Ice.
Second favorite. That's my second favorite.
I'm gonna say Friday After Next.
Well, no, we talked about this in December. Die Hard.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That's my favorite Christmas movie of all time. This man single-handedly killed the Die Hard franchise for making the worst Die Hard movie, A Good Day, to Die Hard.
Oh, he was that guy.
He's that guy. Then he goes on to do a bunch of TV after that because you killed Die Hard. But this is the guy who directed Behind Enemy Lines. So when I say this is his only good movie, this is his only legit, like you could say legitimately good movie in his filmography.
Dude, Max Payne is a great example of like when someone has clearly read a synopsis of a game and not actually played
it.
Because like it like has a lot of the like story elements and beats in it, but like it fails to understand that a Max Payne movie should feel like John Woo made it.
Yep.
Like Havoc is a better Max Payne movie.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever seen Havoc
with Tom Hardy, that joint that came out last year. Yeah, did a review for that.
That movie feels like Max Payne, jumping and shooting at the same time, all over the place. People get just constant action. Yeah, that's a Max Payne movie.
Yeah,
the Max Payne movie thinks it's trying to be Sin City, and it's not.
It fucked it up.
They did.
So yeah, that was his claim to fame. Another thing, this is one of the rare movies where the Department of Justice gave the studio their approval and backing to use real warships, their uniforms, and call signs and stuff like that in the military. Aside from Top Gun, which I thought that was very interesting.
The first Captain Marvel was also made with cooperation in the Air Force.
Yep, that's true. Yeah. Till they saw the movie, and they were like, "You ain't doing part 2. You're not doing. You ain't nowhere near part 2."
I actually remember there being old military guys in the screening of Captain Marvel that I saw.
Yeah.
But the thing that's funny about it is that like so few airplane action movies are the Air Force, and like most of them are the Navy. Mm-hmm. Which apparently I had a buddy who was in the Air Force and he said they hate
that. Another fact, besides killing Die Hard, director John Moore almost died filming the opening shot of the movie.
Jesus.
Yeah.
How?
You almost died. Let's see if the IMDb goes into further detail. The explosive. I think the explosive just went off too soon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It wasn't planned. It wasn't timed. So he really died.
Come out a lot of explosions.
I'm gonna be honest with you. They probably could have that explosive would have saved the Die Hard franchise, and I would have been thankful. We would have had a better Max Payne movie too. It just ended right there. Okay. So now this is a recasting what if, and I think this movie would have been okay with this actor playing the Owen Wilson character, but I'm glad he passed on it because he passed on it to make a movie that's like one of my favorite fucking movies of all time. Matthew McConaughey was the first choice to play Burnett in this film, but he passed it up to do Reign of Fire. And dude, I fucking love Reign of Fire. So,
dude, Reign of Fire is sick. I love that movie.
Military versus dragons. Oh man! Then he jumps into a dragon's mouth with an axe, with a battle axe. Yeah. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Okay, and then our last piece of trivia that I want to say right here, which I thought this is nice. This is a nice little sweet part of trivia. His call sign, Longhorn. Do you want to know why he named his call sign Longhorn? And it's not because he loved the steakhouse. Burnett, Owen Wilson's character. And it's not because he loves Longhorn Steakhouse.
Oh. Okay. Wait, who is Archangel?
Archangel was his friend, I think. No, Steakhouse. But no, yeah.
Because whenever they would call him Archangel.
But his call sign is Longhorn because he attended UT. That was his alma mater. Hook 'em horns.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there we go. All right. Okay. So now let's get into our categories and let's go home. Let's wrap this shit up. Okay. So, first category. Was this the right title, or is this an appropriate title? Behind Enemy Lines, or was there a better title within this? Is this the best description for the movie?
I mean, I think it's good. I think it's a good. It fits. It fits because he's literally behind enemy lines, having to get from behind enemy lines to safety. Like literally that whole from when the plane, pretty much when the plane gets shot down till we see the credits, damn near till before the credits go up, he's trying to get to safety and goes through so many freaking obstacles. Like a really, really, really cool thing I like what they did with this film, and I'm assuming and I'm hoping happened in real life is when he switched uniforms.
Oh yeah, that was
Which you think about it, like we see that happen so much in just like comedy movies or like spoof things and cartoons and stuff, where they knock the guy over the head and drag him in the corner, and somehow everything always fits perfect. How, I still have no fucking idea, because Cinderella was the only person that could fit that one damn shoe in that town.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, when it comes to some army fucking tactical shit, everybody's the same damn size.
Yeah. No one got different shoe sizes, no nothing. They just
I will say I liked that, but it did lead into a very ridiculous moment for me, which was just the sequence when he was like leaving the area and he takes off his balaclava. Like there was a part of me that's just like, I think I actually said it out loud while I was watching it. Put your balaclava back on, you blonde bitch. What are you doing?
You blonde bitch.
You blonde bitch.
You are not far enough away to feel that safe. Put that back on.
You gotta say it in a Bosnian accent. Put that balaclava back on, you blonde bitch. He sounded African somehow. Yeah, I think this is an appropriate title behind enemy lines. I didn't really think that it was any it wasn't deceptive. It told you what the movie was about in 3 words.
It's a good title.
It's a strong title too for a movie like this. Obviously, I think a studio probably suggested that title, and they got it right that time. Because this tells you what the movie is. So yeah, I agree. I think this is actually a pretty good title. Just trying to get them home. Okay. So the next one would be, I think the next category is what? Recastable, right? I mentioned on Matthew McConaughey before. I said my opinion of Matthew McConaughey in this lead. Any thoughts or feelings on McConaughey if they casted McConaughey? Let's say they casted McConaughey in this, and Owen Wilson got Rain of Fire.
That would be interesting. I have to wonder if Owen Wilson would have shaved his head. It's interesting too, because actually at this time, McConaughey was also mostly known for like
rom-coms.
Rom-coms specifically. And like when you said Matthew McConaughey, it actually kind of made sense. Like I don't immediately associate those two actors with each other, but I like the idea of one of them getting cast in this role and the other one possibly being the second choice kind of makes a weird amount of sense. It's just something about them.
Yeah. What about you, cuz? McConaughey? Would you buy McConaughey as Burnett?
Oh, man.
I at this point.
I don't know. Like, I'm not saying he couldn't pull it off, but I feel like it just worked for Owen Wilson for this film. And I feel like McConaughey is too damn smooth. Like, I feel like he would damn near just talk his way out of it. Like, listen, guys, it's not that serious. I was just flying around and shit. He shot me down for no reason. but no, all jokes aside, though, I think Owen Wilson was a better choice for this movie.
Yeah, eventually, I think honestly, these guys both got the right roles around the time.
Yeah,
I think that Owen Wilson and Rain of Fire wouldn't be nearly as badass as McConaughey. Because you're right, I don't think Owen Wilson would shave his head bald. I think a bald McConaughey killing dragons is why you see the movie with Christian Bale, because Christian Bale's in it too. Batman's also in it, but yeah, I think they got it right with the casting. I think that fate worked out for the best.
And ironically, the wrong movie got sequels also.
Yeah, because we should have had eight Rain of Fire movies. And only one of these. You're right. The wrong movie got sequels.
Yeah, WWE. Why didn't you buy that one?
Wrestlers could fight dragons.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Now, this is a very serious award, very serious category. We need to figure this out now. All right. Did Al Pacino steal Denzel Washington's Oscar for Malcolm X in 1992 for Son of a Woman?
Yes.
I
I didn't even see Son of a Woman. I'm gonna say
haven't seen Son of a Woman.
Malcolm X was such a prominent role and such an important film that to me that just should win awards. And he acted his ass off in it. I'm not saying Pacino didn't in his movie, but come on now.
I think you guys are crazy. I think that
Come on.
when Al Pacino played the blind military guy who was trying to kill himself because he was blind, I think that is revolutionary. He could not see. He could see in real life, but he couldn't see. He couldn't see, guys.
But he could have just walked in traffic. He could hear.
I
He could have walked down a flight of stairs or something. Just throw that stick to the side and just go for it. Just walk around until you bump into something or falls for him.
I'll be so real about this. I didn't even know that's what that movie was about.
Yeah. He definitely stole Denzel's award. But yeah, that's what the movie's about. Yeah, he's blind and he doesn't want to live anymore. And then Chris O'Donnell, aka my cousin's favorite Robin,
Oh gosh, no.
he tries to convince him not to kill himself the whole entire movie. Let's see the plot.
In fairness, we only have kind of 3 Robins, but the only 2 Robins.
Chris O'Donnell was not Robin. He was Batman's roommate. Which, all jokes aside, you know what made that movie better? If he was Batman's love interest.
I mean, that's the way he played it.
They were
That's
both
the way
adult. So it wouldn't have been like it wasn't like he had to be adopted. Like, yo, how the hell do you adopt somebody that's 45 years? How do you adopt somebody that's older than you?
He was an old ass Dick Grayson, though. You gotta admit,
That's
like
crazy.
a 40-year-old playing a teenager.
Now,
Hey guys,
I'll say this: as far as him fighting crime and all that with Batman, it was more appropriate than him fighting with 12-year-olds. But still,
That's
I'm
it.
like, I'm not adopting a grown ass adult.
you know who was the
That.
original? I think y'all discussed this on the show. I
Marlon.
mentioned it in the comment. Yeah, Marlon Wayans was originally supposed to be Dick Grayson, which I would have preferred that to. At least he looked young in the 90s. Shit, he didn't look 40.
He still looks younger. Yo, Marlon Wayans today looks younger than what Chris O'Donnell in the 90s.
Sure.
And Marlon Wayans is in his 50s.
And honestly, when they made that Flash movie, I was hoping that they would have gave Marlon like a little shout out or a little cameo as Dick Grayson. Like he just walks into the Batcave or whatever for a minute. Just something like that to acknowledge it, because that's where they were originally going to go. But okay, yeah.
I'm glad. You know what? I'll say this too, Johnny. I'm glad he was not in that movie because that movie was fucking terrible.
In fairness, Marlon Wayans was in talks to be part of the Tim Burton universe.
Yeah.
Not the one.
Because he was supposed to be in the follow-up for Batman Returns. And he filmed scenes for Batman Returns, actually. He filmed scenes for Batman Returns. They put it on the cutting room floor. But had Tim Burton continued and then not like switch directors, he would have been Robin for Batman Forever.
And we would have eventually gotten Billy D. Williams as Two-Face.
As Two-Face, yeah. He wouldn't have had like
robbed.
Tommy Lee Jones.
I wish we could have seen. I would have loved to have seen, and I brought this up a couple weeks ago when we did. I think when we did Returns, or maybe when we finished the first 4 of those films of Batman and Superman, and I was like, imagine if they just let Burton do those first 4 Batman films.
Yeah,
those 4 films right there, that franchise with just those 4, to me would be up there with like the greatest of all time for these hero type movies. It'd be hard to beat, and they wouldn't. All that shit talk for DC is because of Superman and Batman 3 and 4 and a lot of the shit that followed those. You do Batman with Tim Burton with those first 4 films, you can't really shit on DC so much.
And also,
do you know the story? What happened?
I think he went way too smooth.
Because was it because of like they wanted to make more toys and make it more kid friendly?
Yeah.
And the crazy thing was, the first movie surprised the studio with how many toys it sold, and they were like, okay, well, for this next movie we got to make sure there's tons of toys, so they went all out on toys for Batman Returns. And then what happened was that a bunch of parents got mad when they took their kids to see this weird scary version of Batman where Catwoman's jumping around in like a BDSM outfit. Fine.
And the penguin bites off people's noses.
Honestly, like, I'll be real. I have very mixed feelings on Batman Returns. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it, but it's always kind of a weird fever dream of a movie.
Yeah.
But like I agree. If 4 more Tim Burton movies would have been better than what we got with Batman and Robin and Batman Forever. But like the point is that these moms all got mad and they started a whole big thing. Like, parents took their kids on like daytime talk shows to complain about how scary
dark it was.
Batman Returns was. Yeah. And it freaked out the studio. And so they like immediately like started backpedaling. Weirdly enough, their plan to get Tim Burton off of Batman because he was too dark was to put him on Superman.
Yeah.
Like, if you stop to think about that, you're like, wait a minute, what?
That's worse. He makes it worse. But yeah, I know Cuz got to get out of here soon. I know you said
but I want to speak on that though. Which Burton for Batman makes way more sense because if you the comics, everything else with Batman, he's a darker character. Superman's more of a lighter character. That's one. And two, where are these dumbass parents when fuck you parents. I got something to say about you guys. But when Batman the animated series, which arguably one of the greatest, if not the greatest animated series to ever come out, was kind of based off of 89 and 92's Batman. It came out in 92 and it was dark.
Yeah.
People love it. But I want to say this about these parents. Did you not watch Batman 89? Did you not see how dark that film was? Fuck you. Be better parents. Know what your kids are supposed to watch and are able to watch and mature enough to watch. No matter what age they are, you know your child. Sure. That's on your dumbasses. Sure. That's on you. Fuck you. And I say this because I started watching horror movies, which is way scarier than Batman at 5 years old.
Yeah.
So
my mom was taking the R-rated movies.
Now, was my mother let me watch those? No. But I had older cousins. There's ways of watching movies and shit. You as the parent, if you know your kids are going to be scared of that, don't bring them to that. They were probably scared of 89 too. They're probably scared of 89 too. And
I'll say this. Speaking of animated series, and this is gonna get me stoned, and I apologize saying this. Batman animated series.
I don't want to hear it.
And for me, in my personal opinion, because I'm prime age. I was a little itty bitty. Wasn't my jam as a kid. I'll tell you what my jam was. Gargoyles. Gargoyles was my jam. So Batman was number 2 for me. Gargoyles was 1.
I'm not mad at that. Had you said something crazy like Batman the animated series was bad or terrible, I would have just left the show. I wouldn't even said bye to anybody. You know what? I'm done. Peace. I'll see you. I'll see you when I see you. But no, I'm not mad at that. And Gargoyles was another like dope, dark, gothic kind of cartoon, like Batman the animated series.
Gargoyles probably got made because of Batman the animated.
Oh yeah, definitely.
On some level.
It's the same team. Paul Dini, same team.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Paul Dini worked on Gargoyles.
I didn't know that. Yeah, same team. Paul Dini and Greg Weisman, who did Spectacular Spider-Man. Yeah.
Wow. So it's like a weird super group of one of the best Marvel guys and one of the best DC guys. That's
yeah. And to this day, I watch it, and I'm mad because Jordan Peele is attached to making it a movie, and I'm like, Jordan Peele, hurry the fuck up! I want my Gargoyles movie.
Jordan Peele making a Gargoyles movie can be pretty epic.
That would be
pretty epic.
And you could bring Keith David back too, and put Keith David in a mocap suit, and he can play Goliath.
Or even if he's too old for that, you can still do the voice. Why not?
Still do the voice of Goliath. Yeah, get somebody else in the motion capture suit. You get Andy Serkis to be in the motion.
You can get me to do the mocap. I don't got to say nothing. Let Keith David do the voice. Like he's the voice of Goliath. I don't care what anybody says.
I live again. Yeah. Oh my god, I fucking love that show.
And have David Keith play his opposite.
You can play Brooklyn. Why not? You can play Brooklyn.
Oh, that's what we call a callback.
All right, so now this is our last 2 categories. Does this go in Owen Wilson's Hall of Fame? His entire oeuvre, his entire career. Does this go in his Hall of Fame? I'm gonna say no personally because he made better movies. And
I don't know enough of his catalog to be honest with you, so I'll say no just because I'm unsure of his catalog really. But he did a good job in this film.
And he has a better action movie that came out 10 years later called No Escape, where where him and his family, they go on vacation in the Philippines
I forgot
at the wrong time. Yeah, they went the wrong
That's
time.
That's also based on a true story.
Yeah, and there's an uprising that happens while they're on vacation, and he has to get out of the Philippines with his family. Check out No Escape. Really badass movie. Okay, how we rate this? I do a scale of 5, like stars, right? I give this movie about well, I'll let you go first now because I'm the host. I'll go last. All right,
Okay.
guys. Out of 5.
Out of 5, I'll say, oh man, this is tough. Let me think. You already know my rating scale is way different than
Yeah. You do 10s.
I do. Not only that, I go from a negative 10 to a positive 10.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
let me.
wow.
I'll let you go. I'll let you go ahead of me on this one, Ruben. Let me give this a little bit more thought before I say out a number.
Okay. I am torn. Do we have half? Do we have
halves? We do halves as well.
I want to give
wish
it.
We did negatives. I wish some really bad movies we do negatives.
I think I would say maybe 3.5.
Ooh.
Because it is a good time. But it is also like kind of dated, like in a certain way. It's just it has like it's very much of. It feels like in terms of its cinema, it feels like it's from that time period. Like it's very distinctively to that time period. It is like how like 80s movies are obviously from the 80s. I watched this and I'm like, this is an early 2000s movie. Because you can tell it came out after The Matrix, and then also the questionable soundtrack. But it is very enjoyable though. Like even though I was very skeptical at a number of moments in the film, there's some like there is nevertheless something memorable specifically about Gene Hackman and Owen Wilson in the film. Did they do this before Royal Tannenbaums?
Yes, they did.
Oh, that's hilarious because apparently Gene Hackman was an absolute asshole making that movie.
Yeah, because he probably was upset about this.
He was mad because his managers forced him to make that movie because he didn't want to make it because apparently Gene Hackman has a weird thing about not doing movies that are air quotes written for him. Like he apparently hates the idea that someone would write a role for him for some reason.
Yeah.
But he was basically his management forced him to make the movie. And he was apparently a dick to everyone to the point where like Bill Murray would come to the set even on days where he wasn't filming just to like make sure Gene Hackman wasn't being a dick to people. Like he was basically the set sheriff apparently.
Oh man, I like Bill Murray before Garfield.
Because apparently he was the only person on set who was not intimidated by Gene Hackman. Like everyone else,
Bill Murray.
Yeah, everyone else was very intimidated by Gene Hackman, and he would use that to like bully people. But Bill Murray was the only one to be like, "Stop being an asshole."
Oh, that's good to know. Unfortunately,
yeah.
So 3.5 for Rube. All right, Sturdy.
Fun.
You up?
I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3. I was thinking between a 2.5 and a 3, but I'll give it a 3. I had a good time with the movie. Like I said, I may watch it again, or maybe one of those ones if the wife wants to sit down and watch it, I'll watch it with her. But it's not a go-to for me. And I want to say, like, with these type of films where I know it wasn't like a war type of movie, but I like it when it's more focused on kind of like one person versus like the whole battle. For that type of thing, I prefer a documentary versus a movie. I prefer a documentary to get everything that's legit about it versus like the movie where they throw in the fluff, they make it a movie, and I understand that. But I'd rather, like, if I'm gonna watch something that's about that kind of thing, I'd rather it be from a legitimate source with, you know what I mean, like a doc. Because I love documentaries, and I mean, we used to watch. I mean, I you know what it is too is I remember we would watch them in school at times of like war stuff and like not just war stuff, but stuff, historical events and all that. And so when I see it in film, it's not that it's not enjoyable when it's about that historical event. It's just not as enjoyable as a documentary. And I know for some people, like, how does that make sense? Because you're a movie guy and the movie's more entertaining. But it's just sometimes I don't want to be entertained when it comes to historical facts. I just want to be like informed.
Honestly, I think that's respectable. I think it's a very respectable stance to have because, like, I often have a frustration with films that are based on true stories, which is that I'll watch them and either there will be parts that I know are bullshit, or there'll be parts of the film where, like, I'm afraid to look up the true story because I'm afraid that it'll ruin my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah.
So I get that. I get what you're saying. That's legit.
Yeah, and I think for me, this movie is definitely a 3. I wrestle between a 3.5 and a 3. I'm somewhere in between the both of y'all. I really feel like this movie is dated in parts, and so I couldn't give it all the way the points of a 3.5 because I felt like this is definitely set in the early 2000s, especially for a film that's supposed to take place. I think it's supposed to take place in 95, like right after the Balkan Revolution. So it's actually kind of not anachronistic. So it doesn't really, the music doesn't fit the time period this movie's supposed to be.
That's an interesting point. That's an interesting point.
I like Owen Wilson in this movie. I feel like he carries himself well, especially against a great like Gene Hackman. I think that he carries the action scenes pretty well. I think he's very convincing. I'm not taken out of it. You know, I'm not thinking, oh, that's Lightning McQueen doing fight scenes. You know, I really believe that he's playing Chris Burnett, Navy navigator. I think the film is a fun film. It's a fun time. It's a good time. And all in all, I just found myself really enjoying this movie. And I just like that that he was willing to go outside his comfort zone and do something like this because it's very admirable when your star does that. Yeah. So those will be my final words, guys. Before we go, once again, I'm gonna just go to Ruben real quick. Tell the audience where they can find you and what you're doing next, buddy.
I have a little show on YouTube and Spotify called RubenUncut, where I talk about politics and movies, sometimes both at the same time. And that's what I do on the internet. But if you live in Cleveland, you might also be able to see me performing comedy up at Imposters Theater, if you get a chance.
All right. And Sir Sturdy, the horror host with the mostest.
There you go. He said it right this time.
What you got going on, baby?
Bring Her Back. We're going to be doing that on Friday. And then July and August, Backpacking with Sturdy's coming back, which what we do is we virtually travel the world. Some of us do it with, traveling the world and also getting the foods from these different countries and all that good stuff. But it's just foreign movies for July and August, just foreign horror films. I've been doing it for the past couple of years. And what's funny is like since I've been podcasting before I started podcasting, I wasn't a big fan of subtitles. And now I hate dubbed. I won't say hate. I prefer subtitles over the dub stuff, unless it's the stuff from like the 80s and all that, like the stuff we grew up on, the silly stuff like that, the funny dub stuff. That's different. That's supposed to be like that for us, but like the movies nowadays are besides those, mostly the kung fu movies and stuff like that. I really, really enjoy the subtitles because I feel, I feel for me the dub kind of takes away. The voice the voice never fits the character ever. And that really, really, really bothers me. Like, I wish at the very least if they did dubbed films, if they had somebody from that culture that spoke English, but maybe still had the accent speaking English versus just the generic American speaking all these roles. Nothing against that person getting money, but you know what I mean? Like, it takes away from that so much. It takes so much from the feeling, from the pain of whatever can be going on in that film. I'm talking horror, to where it's just like, oh man, like this is like, how did I watch this? How would I watch this, like, say 15 years ago dubbed and enjoy it and just be mad at subtitles? But now I was doing it wrong. And it's an experience. I know some people say they don't like subtitles, this and the third, but I'll say what I want to say to everybody out there is whatever your favorite genre of movie is to watch, try to find a foreign version of that. And I'm telling you, you will be doing yourself a great service because there's a lot of foreign films where they really take it there. They really go there with the story. If with horror, they go with the story, the horror, the gore. I love how with a lot of those foreign films, especially the Asian films, like Korean and Japanese films, with little kids and old people, somehow they make them creepy and scary as shit. They do it so well. Like, they go to that extra level that you're just like, oh my goodness, versus here it's like that's just a 6-year-old in makeup, or that's just grandma in makeup. It's not doing anything for me. But when you see these foreign films do it, it's like, I'm not going to grandma's house. She can handle herself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just a thing. So everybody, seriously, go out there, whatever your favorite genre is of film, whether it's action, horror, whatever it is, figure out your favorite one and check out a few foreign films. Do something different. Challenge yourself. Challenge your friends. Challenge your family. And I'm telling you, you will have a great time. You just have to find what you enjoy, but just figure out the type of film you really, really, really enjoy and go for it.
There are some incredible foreign action movies.
Oh yeah. There's a new one called The Furious.
I want to see that so bad.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. And what I want to say about that, so with action movies, I'll say it's Asian all day for me. The hand-to-hand combat, the combat with the weapons they use, for me, action films, I'm not saying that it's guns, explosions, and all that stuff. It's cool, boom, boom, but it's boring. It's old. Mm-hmm. It's overused. It's like
it's a lost art form.
Anybody, and I'm not saying it's not good, like in certain things, but nothing beats like that hand-to-hand, in your face, just going at it, or using the sword, or just any type of little weapon, or just something other than a gun.
Yeah,
or using a gun in a cooler way.
Absolutely. I just think really American action films. Before we're gonna go on a little tangent before I sign off. I think American action films, they really are just missing that voice, that auteur. Like we don't have like our John Woo. We don't have like our Gareth Evans or Edwards. Which one? There's too many Gareths out there.
American audiences also seem
to have that.
Like American audiences also really don't seem to like appreciate it when directors choose to be like auteur action directors. Anyway, also is the other thing.
Yeah. So is this an embarrassment? It's kind of like what horror went through back in the day. Action films just kind of seen as lowbrow. They don't see really any prestige in it. I've been and Ruben, I'm definitely going to add you to our group chat.
Okay, sweet.
But in our group chat, I keep bringing up this movie called By Any Means Necessary. It's a new film that's coming out set during the civil rights movement. It stars Marky Mark, unfortunately. But Yahya Abdul-Mateen's in it. He's a really good actor.
Yeah.
It's set during the civil rights movement, and it's an action film where these two guys go after the Klan. And they They just like, that's what I want from action films. I want action films to just tell stories again. Tell your story. If you're going to use guns and explosions, give us a narrative reason. There's like the best fights are the best fights are the ones where there are stakes and you know why they're fighting and it's telling a story. So I'm gonna keep hyping this movie up By Any Means Necessary. I really like the fact that action movies seem to be getting their stuff together, hopefully. And hopefully, we could tell more stories in that genre that has meaning.
You guys seen Monkey Man?
That's a good one. That's about Diwali.
I fucking love Monkey Man.
Yeah.
I didn't see that, but I'll say if you haven't seen it, go check out Love Hurts. That's a fun action comedy right there.
Yeah.
I have seen Love Hurts.
Comedy right there.
I have seen
that. Okay, guys. Well, I am your Shogun of Akron, Johnny Sturdivant. Johnny Loves Movies. If you can look out for me here on the podcast channel, I also do stand up around the Cleveland, Akron area. We got a show coming up on June 18th, Thursday, June 18th, 9 p.m. at the Akron Public Library, open mic, hosted by Parrish Glover. He's a lovely stand-up comic. Go ahead and see me do some stand-up comedy there. If you don't happen to see me live, don't worry about it. My stuff is going to be on YouTube now, so you can see sets, clips that are out of context, so you can get me canceled. It's all going to be there. And then I'm also going to be here. I'm not going to be on Horror with Sir Sturdy Friday because I work Friday, but I'm usually there on Thursdays.
Yep. We'll be back to regular schedule next Thursday. We'll be back to regular schedule next week.
So check me out there.
Ruben, do you have your stand-up on your YouTube channel as well?
I really should put some of my stand-up up on my YouTube, but I have not recorded myself very often.
We're slacking, baby. We're slacking.
I know. I will. You know what? I think I'm going to see if I can get access. I know someone who has filmed some of my sets. I'll try and get a hold of some of those.
Yeah. And be sure to look for me on TikTok. Johnny Loves Movies on TikTok. I do little bites. I put little clips from the show on there just in case. So look out for there. Look out for my reviews for Scary Movie 6 and He-Man. I'm gonna do a double feature tomorrow. So look out for my little reviews on TikTok tomorrow for those movies, those little bites, those little pieces of the apple. And subscribe to my Patreon, Johnny Streams, where you can see uncut edits of this. of this podcast here before he gets edited down and sanitized for YouTube and that little rotten website, Facebook. So yeah, check out there. And guys, next time I see you, I'll see you on that silver screen. Be kind to your neighbors and loved ones. And hey, I'll see you at the movies.
Peace.
Take care.